So hello, it's just me right now. I'm hoping it'll be like the last two chats where people will pop in. As you can hear, Curt Bonnem is saying hello to Laurence fighting in the other room. I'll drag him out here in a minute. Just wanted to say hi and thank you. The feedback for the season so far has really been great, and I just want to warn you that I kind of feel like the first four episodes, we were just talking about this, the first four episodes are kind of set up, and the last four episodes, well, you'll just have to tune in and watch. Anyway, what's going on? New episode tomorrow. I'm talking to Curtis Wayne Brown, who plays Jake, trying to get him in for a live chat for next week, and we'll let you know that as soon as we do. We've got a lot of good coverage and some blogs. You can check all that out at our website, ODNT.tv, and then click on the news. And I gotta once again give props to Scotia for designing our new website. She did all of that, and it looks so real compared to our old one, which was kind of put together with Scotch tape. Anyway, let me just send a quick reminder to y'all. I know it's also the holidays, so
Are we on the air?
yes, we are.
Why?
We are on the air. Oh, wait, right there. Scoot on it, ladies and gentlemen. Curt Bonnem. I need to get
Hey,
like
everybody.
a sound effect.
Yeah, we need like a little.
Yeah, like
You can be the.
Engineer.
yeah. I want to be that person who does all that stuff.
Doc Severinsen.
And the Stephanie Miller show in the morning. I used to love it.
And we'll have to smoke like it's the Dick Cavett show.
Oh, that'd be great.
Cool.
That'd be fun.
We'll make an exception. We don't usually smoke in our house.
So,
Oh,
who do we
except
have?
I have the vape. So.
Oh, fabulous. Well, nobody's in the chat, but one thing I learned when we did the thing with Steve Silverman, where the four of us did that chat, that a lot of people just watch and don't go into chat. And the last two chats, we started off with nobody, and people...
Well, come on, people. We need you to chat.
Yeah, so in other words, theoretically, there are people watching that we don't know
This
about
is-
because they have not
right.
joined the chat, but they're still watching.
You can do that.
It's like an
whenever.
interrogation light,
It's your key light,
Need to-
darling. It's
though.
a
Soft lighting.
soft light. Oh, please.
There we go. That's good.
Is
That's
that
good. That's good.
I
Yeah.
just fucked it up. But people have been watching them a lot on YouTube, the recording, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because I would think a live chat would be boring. But then, I watched, like, Jessica Lange's done a couple, and I've watched those after the fact.
Oh yeah. I think the only live things like that I've watched are some of the SAG.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called? The Life Raft series.
Yeah. Oh, those are...
They do those. Yeah, they're all recorded, and you can watch them all.
Check that out.
For any of you SAG members out there, actually, I wonder if you. Yeah, you probably do need to be a member.
Yeah.
Because that's on the SAG Foundation site. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is thrilling for everyone. For all the nobody that's watching. Hi.
Well, they'll be watching,
All right.
hopefully.
Where's Bruce?
Where's
Is he out there, Bruce?
I know. Scotia's probably stuck in traffic. All this rain and stuff.
Tilt this down.
You're from Chicago. Don't you find that people in LA freak out with rain?
Well, we all know that.
Yeah, but why? It's so
I don't-
unnecessary.
I don't really understand, especially because so many people here are not from here.
Mhm.
So you'd think they would be from places that have rain.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. There's no place that it doesn't rain except, I don't know, the Sahara maybe.
Or, I know when I used to come here when I was, a kid to visit, every time I came it was raining.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like people here haven't had rain.
Yeah.
So is it like, I really don't get it. I don't understand at all.
I don't either.
Well, it's also not built for rain.
No. That's true. It doesn't
And the
kinda
streets
stand. Yeah.
They get crazy even from a little bit of rain.
And it's
But,
kind of,
yeah.
traffic's always kind of nuts anyway without the rain.
Traffic's nuts, and people get worried, which I understand because we have all the oil on the road.
Yeah.
So,
But it ain't ice. You've driven on ice. And
well, that's
snow,
why
blizzards
I am
and-
not concerned when anything like this happens, because I learned, actually, my first day of driver's ed, this is outside Chicago in the suburbs, I forget what time of year it was. It was probably in the fall. And it was like a torrential downpour. And we still drove. It wasn't like you're getting out of it. You're like, oh, not today. It's due. No, I had to drive in the first time in the car. So I learned driving in rain and snow and ice and all of that
towards the skid.
Yeah. So you kind of when you
pump
grow
the
up
brakes, don't slam on.
Yeah,
them.
when you grow up like that, it's easy. I mean, I've had crazy stuff happen here too.
Is he bothering you?
No,
Charlie loves
not
Curt.
at all.
I love your sweater.
Well, thank you. This is my grandpa sweater. It's like my old man
Cardigan, though.
cardigan.
They're very
exactly.
hot
It's
right now.
my like 50s.
And I love the scarf.
I need a pipe.
I was in a store today at lunch called Yoga Schmoga, that like workout clothes and stuff, and they had a scarf, which I thought about getting, $160.
Oh,
Doesn't have to be fur
wait,
lined
somebody came.
come and see.
Hey.
Golden Fleece, yay!
We were just
and
sitting here
Scott!
chit-chatting, so...
Hey, Scott Regal, you'll remember.
Oh, hey, Scott!
He's in tomorrow's episode.
Excellent, yes?
Do we dare tell him people who Scott's playing?
I don't know. That's
I
up to
don't
you.
know.
And I feel like this is like a
No, that's
conversation
okay.
we have
The
going
spotlight's on you. I'm the interrogator.
on. Uh-oh. No, I didn't. Or maybe
Bring me the hose.
Excellent, Scott.
Chad is being screwy.
Oh, no.
Bleep. Okay.
Tell them.
Tell them. Scott Regal, he's in tomorrow's episode. He and I actually, I don't know if it was the first film I ever did or the second film somebody else's film that I didn't do. Yeah, we go way back in San Francisco.
Oh, all right.
When was that, Scott? 90. Never mind. Never mind.
Everyone knows how old you are.
Yes,
now.
and Scott. Yeah,
I don't think.
I can't lie about it anymore.
No.
Scott was a 5. He was a child actor, so.
So do you want to say
Oh.
what's going on in tomorrow's episode?
In tomorrow's
around
episode.
Scott or?
Well, Scott
Little
is
teaser.
sort of a Greek chorus of doom. I mean, that's. Well, Brad, having given up on his short-lived career as a prostitute, sex worker. See, I'm just as bad as Nathan. I can't. It's a sex worker. I can never keep up.
True.
Brad tries to enter the workforce and goes on some job interviews. Yeah, we could say that. That's not giving too much away, and it's pretty hysterical. And we've got, let's see, besides Scott Regal, there's Emily Dawn, who you've worked
Emily.
with at
Hi, Emily, if
Sacred
you're out
Fools.
there.
And Rick Simone, and Ryan Obermeyer. I can never pronounce his last name. Ryan, the young kid. So young, he's 12.
Feels like.
And he looks 7 on screen. But no, it's a funny sequence. It was kind of, we originally, I could say this, although it probably won't make sense. It was going to be that montage in like one shot.
Oh, right.
We got the rough cut back, and it was like 17 minutes. So I did what I always do. First, I go and cut as much Nathan as I can, and then I go back. We didn't really cut anything, but it plays out throughout the episode. Like it's one interview and then a scene with Ross, and then another interview and a scene with...
okay. That makes sense.
Anyway, that's that.
We're
But
swatting at fruit flies.
fruit flies. So it's fun. So far, I haven't had an episode. There have been a couple episodes when I've gotten the rough cut where I went, "Ooh, what a horrible writer." But
No.
Arvin manages to.
Editing is huge.
It's huge.
Huge. I mean, really, it's cliche, but you can make
or break.
a show with editing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any names.
Oh,
I'm
come
not
on!
I'm not gonna
There's
mention,
no one listening. It's
I'm not
just
gonna
us.
mention any names because these are people. I have a college a friend who I actually hadn't seen in a long time that I just saw a few weeks ago, and he's a huge. He's an executive producer and writer on many a show over the years. He did 30 Rock. He did United States of Terror.
If you give enough credits, they'll be able to guess.
And he has a show going currently with a pretty famous actress, a beloved actress, and he was telling me how she doesn't follow script. Or she kind of does her own scenes.
And it's a series?
Oh, yeah, it's a sitcom. And she's
Wow.
the lead. And
one camera or audience?
It's 3-camera, yeah. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. No, it's 1 camera.
I'm not trying to get names.
It's
I'm
single
just trying
camera,
to...
but there is a live audience for portions. Or is it 3-camera? With I haven't actually watched it in a little while. No,
Oh, sorry.
I should know. I should
Oh,
know. As an
no.
actor, I should know what that is. But yeah, apparently she kind of does her own thing sometimes, and she plays a different scene that's actually written and going on. And so this comes back to the editing. Apparently the editors have a huge job.
Oh, they have to like go along the script and
Yes.
go, that's not in it, cut.
Or just create
A new scene.
a new scene. Yeah, with lots of edits.
Is she brilliant enough to justify that kind of behavior?
I don't know if I'd say brilliant. You know,
Yeah.
she's likable.
Yeah.
She's a very likable type.
Does it shoot in New York or LA? It must be LA. I'll stop. See, I want to be
Anyway,
Barbara Walters when I'm
editing.
on this side.
So, looking forward to seeing the episode. Very excited. I'm sorry, we need to pay attention to the chat.
I know, I'm sorry. I wish there was a way to like show clips on this. Like, let's
Ooh.
watch a scene and show.
We need sound effects and clips.
Clips.
I mean,
I
this
would
is
show
actually
clips.
all stuff that we could do.
Yeah.
We could do.
You know, I had wanted to, when we were putting this season together, I thought about, well, you know what we should do is like each week, like the night before the show premieres, have some of the cast over, watch the episode, and then record instead of a live chat, just, you know, like they do like after Dallas or
absolutely.
Walking Dead. And I thought that would be fun. but
That's
the
a great idea.
The logistics were...
Talking dogs.
Yeah. Well, if there's a 4th season, I
Uh-huh.
said that without stuttering. I'm really
Anybody
sorry.
out there want to see talking dogs?
Mm.
Who would be our moderator?
Oh, good question. Well, Laurence? Arvin would be good, but he'd never do it.
Arvin would be good.
He'd never
yes.
do it, you know, Arvin.
Hmm.
I need to get him to do another live chat. It was so funny because...
Ooh, Sheena.
Oh, she'd be good. Or
She'd
Scotia. Scotia would be good,
Scotia,
too.
yeah.
I mean, she knows more about the show than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So what was your favorite Brad scene? Of all, not just this season, but...
Oh gosh, anything. It's funny. As an actor, I've wondered about this ever happening. Like if I was on a show, you know,
And
and
so what's your
somebody's
favorite
like,
scene?
"Hey, in that episode, such and such."
Like a Trekkie.
I mean, I already feel that way. I'm like, "What did we do? How
How
did this all go?" Gosh, my favorite scene. I mean,
Have you heard from Rod recently? It's like, what?
my favorite scene would be tough. I mean, because there's so many things. Like there's scenes that I like for, you know, what I get to do as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
and there's scenes that are just fun to do
Mhm,
and,
mhm.
and all that. Because of course, you know, like making the music video, that was just fun and cool.
I am going to cut something together, a video eventually.
We
once the
need to.
season's
Yeah,
over.
we really should do that.
I mean, think
Really
between
should
the
do
footage
that.
we have and found footage, we could put something together.
Season 4.
Are you willing? Are you willing?
Charlie would be the moderator. Oh yes.
Charlie would be, Yes, a 4th season.
Yes.
I have ideas for a 4th season. You know, for a while I was just like, I can't know. I just can't even think.
You? Ideas? That's crazy talk.
Well, no, I didn't for the longest time. I was kind of like, but I've had, story ideas, which I will not talk about. But I would love to do, well, you know what happens in the cliffhanger. Do you remember what happens in the cliffhanger?
No, not right now.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Oh gosh.
In the first episode of the season, I'd love it to be us waiting to find out how that cliffhanger resolves, and while we're waiting, we reminisce about the first time the 4 of us got together.
Oh, wait. Which cliffhanger? What? Which? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
That wasn't
No one saw that.
Right.
Yes.
Which is, it's really,
Right.
I think the catchphrase for that episode is going to be, don't miss the last 5 seconds. Because it's that quick, and it's just like, oh my god, what? Now, having said that, everyone
Teaser.
will hate it, and anyway, that's another 4 weeks away, so. I know, it's like when people ask me favorite scene, it's like as an actor, the writer, the producer, because, you know, I have favorite scenes
Sure.
based on which role.
There's so many. I mean, I had a lot of fun stuff.
Z-Rock, admit it. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
All
I'm
of
kidding.
that is it is. It's all really fun. All of these things, you know, like Blindfold Guy.
Yeah.
Like how fun is that?
Felipe Cherry.
Probably some of the wedding stuff. I
That
mean,
was-
you know,
that was so much fun.
the scene with Greg. You know,
Mhm.
that was fun for several reasons, of course.
The 2 days we shot those, going into it, I was just like, okay, these are the days that if there's going to be a train wreck, it's this. Any number of things could screw up, and it was actually the most fun 2 days. It was like a party.
It really was. It was great.
Thanks to Arvin, I think mostly because he's just so laid back and
Well, again, as I've said,
prepared.
we have a great crew.
Yes, we do.
So I mean, that's what actually getting something done and it being fun takes.
Uh-huh.
You have to have
Yeah.
a great crew.
Yeah.
that-
So you can relax and just focus on
so
what you're
everybody
doing.
can relax.
That's why I always insist on makeup. It's not that I'm I'm not that vain considering what you're going to see later in the season, but I don't want to have to worry about that, and not having to worry about your makeup is like, okay, it's very freeing to I can just stay in my head and not
Absolutely.
outside it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting too. I've been looking at that, like makeup,
Mhm.
how different you look on screen and what different kinds of makeup look
Mhm.
like.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what we have on the show. It's subtle
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nice, and I think
Yeah. Sometimes too subtle. No. No, I wanted Nathan to look a little, well, you'll see when you see it. Hopefully it'll make sense.
Speaking of that, did you see the article recently about what do they call it? It's the photoshopping of film and TV people on film and TV.
Oh my God, they can do like
They've
Photoshop.
been doing it for a long time. It's been sort of a hush-hush thing.
Like what they did with
Now it's-
Jessica Lange in the first season of American Horror Story when the flashback and they like spent like
Well,
20
I think and in this article that I read, it mentioned this, said like sort of the first thing that made people aware of the ability to really change things that way was Benjamin Button. And that company that did that stuff actually is one of the main 4 companies that does this photo, filmic retouching. And apparently it's a huge industry. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the bigger the star and their
the
people,
bigger the budget.
and they sit in on these sessions to get so people are nipped and tucked and abs and everything is changed. So even film and TV, not just photos, people do not look the way they look.
That's good to know. I haven't
Which,
seen with the neck
it's,
that could be freshened up a bit.
whatever. As
Yeah.
long as the performance remains, hey, it's just. I mean, we
Yeah.
have fully digital people now
I know,
acting,
but that bugs
so
me. Ugh.
if it's done well.
Well, I mean,
If you have a Smeagol, a Gollum, there's been some
King
really
Kong.
great.
Andy
Serkis.
Serkis. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
I mean, he's pretty much the master of that.
he's brilliant. Ask Curt about his awesome. Oh, first before I ask a question, Glenn and some other people said the chat wasn't working. I don't know what to say. If you
I
can,
hope the chat's working because I'd love to talk to some people.
I know if you're not able to get in the chat room and ask questions that way, just send us Facebook messages because I'll see it pop up and I can hopefully catch them.
So, Golden Fleece.
Which stage success?
Which stage success? I'm guessing you're probably talking about Absolutely Filthy.
The one that you took to New York and asked to come back to New York because it won Best of Fringe, and yeah, it's a great show.
Yes, you saw the
I saw it
Sacred
here.
Fools version.
Yeah.
If this is is this what you're talking about? Are you talking about Absolutely Filthy? Because I could talk about another Sacred Fools production that I just was a part of as well, which was called The Behavior of Brodus, which was a new musical that was fantastic as well.
How did I miss that? I didn't even know you were doing a musical.
I was an understudy. I went on for the final 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And yes, so it is Absolutely Filthy they're talking about. Well, I'll just finish with The Behavior of Brodus. It was by this company, The Burglars of Ham, co-produced with Sacred Fools in association with CTG, and it was this fantastic musical about John Watson Brodus, who was the inventor, the creator, scientist behind behaviorism back in the 1940s.
Oh, fun.
Wrote books on child rearing, and
I can already see how that would lend
the rats in the mazes. And
I
did
can
all
see how that
stuff.
would lend itself to really fun music.
The
lyrics,
music
the
was
lyrics
fantastic. The music, it was a great show, and it was very good.
Oh.
Hopefully that'll come back. But Absolutely Filthy you were talking about.
Yes.
It's been the last. Wow. It is now
2 years.
2 years since we started rehearsing that play.
Wow.
Believe we started at the beginning of December 2 years ago, and it was called Absolutely Filthy. It had originated from a serial production at the Sacred Fools in a show that we call Serial Killers, which has episodic sort of sketch type stuff, but it's not really sketch, but it's episodic in nature, and this show did incredibly well in that and was put together through these episodes that were written for it, and it's an adult Peanuts parody show.
And brilliant.
It's I remember the very first serial killer episode I saw of it, so it was the very first thing anyone had seen of it, and I sat there and went, this is something special.
It was really,
and I was very grateful to get cast in the full production once that came about.
Because I have to admit, when I first heard that, it's like the Peanuts grown up, and I was like, because they could have gone wrong in so many ways, but yet it was
it's been
so
done
fresh and
well
original.
With Dog Sees God.
Yeah.
The play Dog Sees God. That was a very.
But the fact that you didn't announce this is this character, that's that character. They were just talking, and you're like, oh, that's Pig. Oh, that's got to be Lucy. Oh, Schroeder.
Well, we did name everybody in the show. Everybody is introduced with their name, pretty quickly. Pigpen does so in his first big opening speech.
It doesn't say I'm Pigpen, does he?
Yeah, he talks all about how how he got that name.
I remember talking about how him being dirty and stuff. I don't remember him feeling. It just didn't feel like it was like.
Started calling him.
Hi, I'm Pigpen, and I'm 38, and it was really cleverly staged
and very well written.
Very well written.
Yeah, so the script was fantastic, but it's been 2 years, and we've been going. Our last production was just at the New York Fringe Festival, which we won the New York Fringe. We won audience favorite, best comedy, and our lead actor won for best actor.
I'm going to talk.
No, I'm sorry. We got best overall play, not best comedy. Best comedy and top of show was the Hollywood Fringe a year before. We won,
selfish, isn't he, guys?
We won the big awards there, and Brendan, our lead, also won Best Actor at the Hollywood Fringe as well as New York. So
cool.
We kicked some serious ass.
I want to talk about another
a
musical you did. Not the Peanuts show isn't a musical, but Exorcist
I did sing.
The musical.
Just so you know, I did sing in Absolutely Filthy because I played Schroeder, and so I played the piano and sang a song in that show.
But Exorcist the musical, I thought...
Exorcistic.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Which I was doing concurrently at the Fringe, the Hollywood Fringe, with Absolutely Filthy. That was...
Oh my God.
So I was doing both of those
at the
Fringe
same
shows,
time.
And so...
Did you have any that were like 2 a day where you had to do one and then go do the... Oh,
yes,
wow.
I did. I had to do... I think twice I had... both of them in the same day.
Where did you find the energy? Because The Exorcist particularly seems like it would take a lot out of you. All the changes
and the choreography and I did flips and
I loved your Captain
stuff.
Howdy.
That was very fun.
I hate to ask actors. Can you do that face? But if you could do Captain Howdy.
Of course I can do Captain Howdy. I don't know if anybody out there has any idea what we're talking about. But this was a show. Exorcistic, a rock musical parody experiment, and this was at the same time in the Hollywood Fringe that I was doing Absolutely Filthy, and Exorcistic won Best Musical, and it was a...
This was one of their
stickers.
I couldn't believe you guys...
It's a rock musical parody of The Exorcist, although with the overlaid story of it's a shoddy theater company putting on the parody musical that's not even supposed to be a parody for them. It's supposed to be serious, but it's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever done.
But amazing. Again,
it was a great show.
It's one of those things where you hear the description and you go in with not really high expectations, and it just absolutely blew me away.
Yeah, I mean the music was fantastic.
It
and
was
our
all
lead
incredible.
That played,
She was
Laura
amazing.
Sperazza that played what's the character's name now? I can't
Reagan.
remember.
Reagan? Yeah.
Yes, the possessed girl. She's fantastic. She's also, for any of you LA people, she's been in the Quentin Tarantino. It was the one that the article was written about that caused all the uproar about what's saving LA theater. They wrote about it was For the Record. Yes, For the Record, which is a live show where they do it's sort of a live cabaret type show with things like Quentin Tarantino music from his movies and scenes and things, and they do a Baz Luhrmann one. Anyway,
Fun.
She's in that, which I have yet to see.
And you played Frank Sinatra.
Played Sinatra. So I've been on a string of real life characters.
Tennessee Williams, of
Tennessee
course.
Williams.
Twice.
2
different shows.
Talked a lot about that recently too.
Really?
Yeah. Carved in Stone and Kowalski have come up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every so often, one of the producers of Carved in Stone will be like, yeah, we should do it again. I'm like, yeah, but I have time. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
But we can't really get too old for this.
Not really, no.
Because we're dead, so.
Yeah. So it's whenever we choose.
Although there is a line about...
36.
They say that thing about, you must be a young Tennessee Williams from what I heard, if you know what I mean.
That's right.
Oh, he does.
I will always be a young Tennessee Williams.
You were great as Tennessee. That was so much fun.
I liked it.
I should write a book about that whole experience.
Yeah.
I have to say, you said one of the nicest things an actor's ever said.
We really should pay attention to the chat. We're not responding properly.
Well, they're not asking questions, so, Come on, guys, I told you.
I'm not bragging about myself. I'm bragging about the amazing
company.
shows
Yes.
I have gotten to be involved in, which I am very lucky for. I feel so grateful for all of the wonderful stage productions I've gotten to do.
Did
And,
Lovelace, I think. What was the first thing I saw you in? It wasn't
I just
Lovelace.
had an audition today for the same director as Lovelace.
Cool.
In fact.
You were great in Lovelace. It was like, oh my God, he can do maybe that was the first thing that planted the Brad seed, seeing you do that, because you were just like you were like something out of
It's rock
Tommy
and
or
roll.
something. I'm going to get ashtrays, and we're going to pretend we're on Dick Cavett. So.
Leon's getting ashtrays. How did you two meet?
I picked him up in a bar.
Well, I believe this story has been told many a time
Yes.
in print and on
You
screen.
were holding something like that.
Yes. So it was. I came to audition at the Company of Angels for Leon's production of Carved in Stone, the ill-fated production of Carved in Stone.
Well, ill-fated at that time.
Yes. I mean, what a crazy history this show has.
Oh my God. It would have been a great reality series.
And I'm trying to even remember. I must have just submitted for that.
You did.
Right? Through Actors Access or
It was like...
Now Casting.
Because I remember the headshot, because you didn't use it very long. But yeah, it was like, something spoke to me. Between the fact that it's like, yeah, he looks enough like him to pull it off, but something about your eyes. Your eyes in all the photos you take.
Well, it must have been a good headshot then.
It was a good
That is what they
headshot.
say.
You were like a corduroy jacket maybe and a tie. Kind of looking.
Oh, that sounds... I think I know what you're talking
Had a kind
about.
of a bluish hue to it.
So anyway, I came to audition for the show. Never saw it. Yeah, well, hopefully someday you'll get to see Carved in Stone again.
Fingers crossed.
People really liked the show. I mean, when it came up again recently, it was, that was a really good show.
It was, yeah. First it was a script, I mean.
We'll wait for Leon's HuffPo blog that you can do on some sort of theatrical experience blog.
I thought about writing one about Quentin, like My Love Affair with Quentin Crisp would be a good headline just to get people to look at it. But My thing is, a lot of people don't know who he is anymore. So I feel like I need to educate.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, people in
if it weren't
LA.
for Carved in Stone.
Oops. One of our episodes just loaded in front of our faces.
Cool.
Yeah, it's in San Francisco. It's like everyone got it. And here, a lot of people didn't get him. Or didn't know him, but hopefully they know him now.
Well, but the thing is there's enough that they would know that then they get to learn something.
I wish I would have kept a diary through all that, because it was...
Yeah.
But anyway, the nicest thing that he said, we had trouble with the director, and since Laurence and I were producing it, we were sort of the bosses, and I mean, big trouble. all sorts of ridiculous points. But anyway, we were well enough ahead rehearsal-wise that the night before our opening, we said, you know what, we're not going to rehearse tomorrow. Y'all guys, everybody come over to our house. Director, you stay home. You're not invited. And we had the cast over and sort of like explained some of the things that had happened and what we were doing to deal with it, and that the director was going bye-bye. And you said the nicest thing, because, a lot of actors, it's always like, how it affects them, and oh my God, what about... And you were like, I'm just sorry you guys had to go through this. And I thought that was so nice. Because don't you find a lot of actors...
I mean...
How dare you waste my time? He was an asshole. What I've been through. And you were just so humble and nice.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, I guess I don't feel like I do know a ton of actors that way. I think I'm lucky in a lot of the people I work with are really down to earth, and I mean, there are some.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Sure.
I've worked with some.
Yeah, we all have. Wait for the book, guys.
See, the thing is this is live, and I don't know who could be watching.
I know.
And
Emily's here. Hi, Emily. Just in out of the rain. Oh.
I am.
Emily, she's one of the Greek chorus members of Doom in tomorrow's episode.
And a friend of mine for years, a member of Sacred Fools as well.
And a great friend of the show. She's been.
Yes.
And she was at the wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
Dancing with the drunk guy. What else can I tell them about you and Carved in Stone?
Well, the original question was how did we meet?
He auditioned for, well, you tell me.
So I auditioned for Carved in Stone, and it was to play Tennessee Williams, and it was a really fun script.
By Jeffrey Hartgraves.
And also the original reading director is also a part of our show, John Oliveira. And I came in...
Who was not the director I was referring to.
No, not the director he was referring to.
No. Dan is lovely.
But I came in with a rocks glass with whiskey-looking liquid in it.
Was it really? It wasn't
Tennessee.
really whiskey?
It was iced tea, yeah.
All right.
It was iced tea.
Because you never know with you.
I know, you never know.
You never know.
I may have put a little whiskey in my iced tea occasionally at during the show, Carved in Stone.
I may have.
That worked though. Oh my
it works
God.
for 10.
That was so much fun. You were so dedicated. I remember we did a couple staged readings, and like right up until went on, you were like with earphones at your laptop, just listening to him talking and and you so nailed him. It's just everything. His cadence. And...
Yeah, especially whenever we would have to come back after a while or something. Yeah, I'd need to really like listen right up to the just make sure I had that in my head.
That was the biggest challenge for me too. Was just the voice and the fact that it's a farce, so you can't really realistically, because Quentin talks sort of. So it's like, okay, how do I rev him up a little?
That's exactly one of the issues. I had to deal with not with Tennessee, with William Burroughs. In another show that I did called Bill and Joan, which was also at Sacred Fools. That was a year ago already now. Yeah. Well, we opened in January. But he has a very distinctive voice, and the voice that we know of him is really him as an older man. And he has a very slow cadence.
Mhm.
And so, something we really had to do was try and get the essence of that voice as a younger man
Uh-huh.
and pick up the pace.
Yeah.
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 While maintaining, because people's voices change, but not that much.
No.
People still sound like them through
Yeah.
most of their
Well, I
lives.
don't know. I hear tapes of me as like a teenager or
But that's
pre-teen.
different.
It's like, oh,
Your adult life.
no, that's for your adult life. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much your adult life, you sound pretty much the same. Even once you get really old, you sound pretty much the same.
Did you ever have a Chicago accent?
Well, but there's different ones.
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh.
And
That blows my next question. Does it come up when you get drunk or angry?
no, it probably comes up more when I'm talking to people
From
the
flies.
Midwest,
Sorry
as
about that.
happens
We have
with most people.
Fly problem. A starstruck fly.
It's one. It's just a one teeny little fruit fly that just wants my brain. Apparently. I have one friend here that's a California native that I went to college with, who calls me on my accent sometimes.
I've never heard it, but I know
it doesn't really come out, and I didn't really have one. I mean, where I'm from, the Midwest, is fairly standard American sounding.
Mm-hmm.
There are portions of, Illinois and Chicago, even specifically in Chicago, that have
very pronounced.
I mean, of course, there's the South Side.
South Side.
Yeah.
The Bears.
They do. And it's the
They
whole
do.
Midwest thing as well.
It's actually kind of almost a Sarah Palin kind of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where's she from? Because she
Oh, that's
sounds like
true.
she's from Minnesota,
She could,
but
yeah.
I don't know. I forget.
Her. I wish we could
Let's
forget
see.
her.
What's next on the Bonnem slate? What's next? I don't know. This is actually well, that's not true. I have a couple of film projects coming up that are all sort of up in the air right now.
Mhm.
So I don't know exactly when. Nothing's locked down yet, but I have a couple little things hopefully coming up soon. But I just came off of about 2.5 years of nonstop theater productions
And traveling with theater.
and multiple
which must
theater
be
productions,
tough.
and which is awesome. And again, I'm very lucky.
You're very talented.
It's nice, thank you. But I'm trying to take a break. Except today,
You
I
never
literally
take a
had
break.
2 theater auditions. I had a callback and then a first audition for something else. And
He never takes a break, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Just trust
really
me.
meant to, and then I got recommended to go audition for the one, and then when I was at the one today, there happened to be auditions for another one in the same place with a casting director and a director I know. So they brought me in.
Perfect. Oh my God, that's great.
That rarely happens here in Los Angeles,
No.
but it happens to be a multiple space as well.
Yeah,
So they just all were there.
Wow.
But what's coming up for me?
Well, you can always catch him on, every time Criminal Minds, I get at least 2 or 3. Was that Brad I saw? Is that? I think I got it.
Oh, did we get the
I
bug?
think I got it. Yes, that was Curt playing. I haven't seen it yet. I need to TiVo it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh.
And everyone who sees it is like, oh my God, he was just so creepy.
It's
like, oh my
a creepy
God.
part, yeah.
I remember you talking about how that was when you learned to master not doing theater voice for film.
Well, that was my... I don't know about master. It was my first real chance to try it. I mean, that was the very first TV anything I did.
Well, now you were like shooting outside, and there was like wind and everything.
Yeah, the very first thing we shot was my actual biggest dialogue scene, and
Wow.
it was outdoors with just big wind blowing, and my scene partner like 30 feet behind me.
Behind you. Oh my God.
So I couldn't really hear her, and I knew what I was doing. She wasn't really going to be able to hear, but what you have to do is you still have to just play it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play it.
That's why I love Susan Sarandon's quote about how acting on stage is sex and acting on film is masturbation, because so often it really is. You're creating all the stimuli in your head.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
You're trying to convince yourself something's happening that's not really happening. And
same thing on stage, but on stage at least you're literally there.
But you're on stage. You're like interacting with the other actors. Actually, that's another question.
In a complete manner.
Yeah.
As well.
Another question I wanted to ask you. Last night, Laurence and I were watching one of the episodes, and it's not that we just sit and watch them. It's we have cuts to, that kind of notes to give. Anyway, and there's a scene where Nathan was upset. And Laurence asked me, "Do you think of me when you have to shoot these scenes where you're pissed off?" I said, "No, that's not really how I work,
Uh-huh.
How do you work? Do you just like use your imagination and pretend you're this person?
All different.
Yeah, depending on the role.
All different. And depends on what the hell's going on in my life too. I mean, as you know, this season I happened to be going through some stuff while we were shooting, several things, and it absolutely informed whether I wanted to or not. It informed what was happening. Luckily, it all really jived with what was going on for Brad. Just sort of in general. So there's, I don't have one specific way of working. It just depends on where I'm at, what works at that moment for that scene. Sometimes I use replacements and memories of things. Yeah. If there's something very clear and specific, especially. If there's something really clear and specific I can look to that's happened to me to evoke specific things I need for a scene. Yeah. Great,
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a blend of like, oh, what's something like that? And then let's live in this moment, in this situation. Yeah. And how would this person feel and react?
Only do it when I'm like having trouble finding like a genuine. Yeah. And then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Go back in the Rolodex of.
Yeah, I would say at this point that's pretty much what I do. If I can't create it there in the moment
with the other actor.
Then yes.
You guys just wait. Curt has. He's always good, but the second half of the season. I don't want to build it up too much, but he's got.
I'm excited. I'm
going to show it to him as soon as we're done.
I don't have a lot of.
Visual,
I do a lot of theater. I don't have a lot on film.
Right.
So it's always really exciting for me to like.
You pack a punch with doing very little. You've got that in common with Pevsner, and Jeffrey kind of has it
that
too.
Over these 3 seasons.
Really?
Well,
yeah. What have you learned from the 3 seasons?
Look back over the 3 seasons, and my performance. It's exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I've learned to take it down, even with Brad. I mean, Brad is an over-the-top character.
Yeah.
But I think I've
I can sort of see that. I guess I always just assumed it was the circumstances his character.
Well, definitely
led
that
to
too. This season is very different. For Brad. So
I really didn't want Brad to end up being just the crazy hookup of the week, and I think it was
which I was perfectly happy with. It was really fun, but this is even more fun.
But on the flip side, now that the season's in the can, I kind of regret that we didn't do a little bit more of that with Brad this season.
The hookup?
Yeah, just the various.
It's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, wow, he really doesn't have anywhere near as much,
But there are sex scenes, so I don't want to turn our viewers off. It's just the other guys get some action.
Things happen.
Yeah, and another thing I thought afterwards is like a lot of people who are in Brad's situation might actually use sex even more as an escape,
Oh, absolutely.
I kind of regret that I didn't at least go there a little bit.
Absolutely. No, it's the way the whole season.
But he does have one pretty outrageous sexual moment coming up. Oh, look who's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, there's a whole bunch of new dialogue down there.
No, we've seen all these.
No. I'm in the other room, and you're missing a lot of dialogue.
See, sorry, the chat is not scrolling for us.
It's not. You're right. It's not scrolling here. But anyway, I'm logged on.
Wait.
Hi, everyone.
Well, bring
No.
Bring us
So,
so
Jason wants to play.
oh wow,
But
we
I have to
literally
find
can't
his-
see any other
Yeah.
chat than the last "What's next on the bottom slate."
maybe.
Sorry, I wish we could have seen your.
He wants to do a this or that.
Okay.
So his first one was dog or cats. Dogs or cats.
So this is for me.
Yes,
Cat.
cat.
I love dogs.
Why aren't you in the picture at
I have
all?
2 cats.
Because I'm being the interrogator.
Well,
Why
I
don't
know
you-
it's been a
You-
conversation.
But you look so far away, but
It's also-
there's an audience out there that are
I've been
just dying to
I've been
ask.
tilting this down so I
Ask-
can
Actually,
Question.
could you bring your
Okay.
laptop in here and
Yeah, we're
Put it
we
here so we
obviously
can
we
see
don't
the questions?
have.
we don't have the new questions.
know.
Okay, well-
So Lawrence is going to bring his laptop in so we can see the questions on that. And
Sorry, we had no idea people were talking. I was actually. About
I'm
to
thrilled,
ask,
actually.
Hey
I'm
guys,
thrilled to
what's
know
your-
because I was like, "Come on, they didn't know
I-
nothing."
This is weird.
It's a dog or cat. Let me see. Train or plane?
Train or plane?
I don't know. It was the first
Plane.
thing that popped in my head.
Trainer. Plane.
Oh, shut up.
How old are you?
Drama?
Oh, that's right. Everybody knows.
Yes. Drama or comedy?
Drama.
Really?
Yeah.
Drama.
Drama.
Yeah.
Boxers or briefs? I
Wait
know.
a minute.
the
I want to
answer
ask you
that.
about that, Kurt.
Boxer
Okay,
briefs.
so
Boxer briefs.
interesting that you said drama.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you didn't give him any other choice, though, because you've done so many musicals,
Yeah.
which have both been dramatic and comedic.
Well, same with a lot of the plays I do.
That's true.
Absolutely
so
filthy.
what-
Very dramatic and
if I might
really
ask-
funny.
And your web series, I would
But what
consider
makes
a
you
comedy.
select
Absolutely.
drama? What is your personal thing?
I don't know. I like it all.
That makes you feel. Do you feel more attracted to drama though? Do you feel it's more?
I think right
challenging,
now
or-
I would like to do more drama personally. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It's all really fun and really great to do.
Don't you find too that it's like if it's a
In
drama?
fact, I would say dramedy.
Dramedy. Yeah.
Not because we all have
It's
humor and
realistic.
drama
It's
in
the
our
most
lives.
Realistic.
It's the most realistic. Well, that's why shows like MASH,
Yeah.
one of my favorite shows of all time, it did that so well.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny and then could tear your heart out.
Mm-hmm.
And really all of the best shows do that.
Yeah.
Whether they are more on the drama side or more on the comedy side,
Mhm.
the best ones are able to blend
Okay.
in the other side of that well.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so what do we...
now that I'm
Here,
logged
turn
in,
it... Show it over here.
now
I
that
just
I'm,
need to be able to,
Okay.
watch the chat if there's
Well,
chat
Okay,
happening.
what does that mean? Bang, married, killed.
What?
Jason.
oh God. Okay. No, you ask. Of these
What-
women, would you rather fuck them, marry them, or kill them? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, well he's.
I really
giving-
feel like I need to see this screen.
Do you want me to bring it over here?
Just set it down over here, and if I can just... If
Can
I
you-
can
can you see
watch
it?
the chat as it goes. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, well read that one.
Bang, marry, kill. Oh, for those 3 people?
Yes.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Kill, kill, kill.
What?
No. Elizabeth Hasselbeck? I'll bang. How about that?
You bang
But then you
Elizabeth
gotta
Hasselbeck?
treat her like trash afterwards.
But
Just
this is just a
Purely physical.
a purely one-off
All right,
thing
all
we're
right.
talking about here. It's not like
Oh.
why not? She's hot.
I wanna-
She's a crazy person. Yes, absolutely. But hey,
What about Fran Drescher?
Oh, bang for sure.
And Star Jones?
Well, no, you have to then or now. Because there's really 2 Star Jones.
Well.
Mary.
All right.
I am
well,
yes, Emily. I am a crazy cat lady. I am just looking back at
At least you know you'd eat well.
I hope Emily's still there. Questions. Give us more questions.
what was farther up on this?
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
didn't see a
go
lot of that.
scroll up that way. Okay, we already did the dogs or cats. Okay.
Well, he said so. Let's
This
play
or
it
that.
quick, this
Right,
or that
okay.
with Kurt, and that's kind of where we
someone just posted
started
on
the
spam.
this or that, and then
Hotel or camping?
okay, Emily is still there. So Emily, you now are
Emily and
selected
I
to.
also bond on the kitty subject.
You
Yes.
have great cats.
I have awesome
Very
cats.
sweet. They're dog lovers.
Emily,
Very.
would you like to ask a question of Mr. Bonnem?
Is retail okay? Sorry.
This lag is so
Gee,
bizarre.
Well, it is a lag.
That's the live lag, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the originating.
Well, and it's weird that yours is not going anywhere. It's weird.
Is this a touch screen? Is that why you
No.
keep doing that?
Well, I thought
His
I-
is, and he's used
Well,
to
yeah,
it.
mine does that.
yours is. Oh.
This is the first time I've appreciated that.
But the thing is that if I can see it on another computer,
You
I
know?
mean, that's okay. I've known Kurt for years. What is left to ask? Well, but this is about Kurt in relation to old dogs and new tricks. So maybe ask him a question about.
Well, this is where the host
Old
has,
dogs
to,
and new
has
tricks.
to improvise and ask his own questions while you wait.
Exactly. We've
I
just
have
been-
no
we've
questions.
we've
I've
just
known
been
you for
chatting.
years. There's no more ask.
See, that's not true. 'Cause I find you endlessly fascinating.
Well, then you
All-
ask the
and always
questions.
surprised.
I mean, not that I don't find you
Will
endlessly
you be my
fascinating.
girlfriend, Leon?
I hate
Okay, we need another bang, marry, kill, or something that.
No, I can think of Bang Mary Kills. Ann Coulter. You're gonna bang her. I know you're gonna bang her.
I would have to say bang.
Because she's got that skinny waist you love.
I'd have to say bang.
Yeah.
And she's a performance artist, so
Is that
that what
maybe
she
I could
is?
tolerate
Yeah, it's
her
all-
if I think of
it's
her.
all
That's
bullshit.
true, actually. She's like Colbert
I bet she's more like Colbert
than Colbert.
than she's like Ann Coulter.
Yeah,
I think there's an act going
that's
on.
interesting.
Yeah.
There's gotta be. Because, I mean, it seems like any human
It's
person wouldn't.
I think a lot of the right media personalities
We have a new question
are acts.
Yay!
Yes.
from Jason.
Yeah.
Did you have a seriously fun scene that had you in stitches through the series? I'm assuming
Like one thing that made you laugh while you were
one
shooting.
moment that stands out that maybe was particularly
Well, we were
hilarious
talking
for
about
you.
this earlier, but it was on the the funny side.
It's just comedy is such a serious business.
What are you thinking?
I really can't pick one
'Cause-
favorite Brad.
I mean, I know
I think there have been
shooting
some
the
funny
scene
moments.
with David was really fun.
Yeah, the hotel scene was probably
Because we
That was
had to
really
laugh,
fun.
too, and
Yeah.
so we really.
when you guys were shooting that, Laurence, I wasn't in the room.
But I
Laurence
was.
kept
I was in
sending
the,
me
I was in
these
the
texts.
corner.
Oh my God, they're so fucking funny. You're gonna
was fun.
love this. You're
Yes.
gonna love it.
That was fun.
Favorite Brad. Well, my favorite Brad moment actually is yet to be seen in a few weeks. So
Yeah, so it would be a spoiler. We can't give it away.
Sorry, gotta keep watching.
And by the way, there are a bunch of other people who are watching who
oh, good.
we can't see on
Oh,
any
good,
screen.
good, good.
Cool. No, yeah,
Um,
told you so.
So, like, I think.
What do you think about Bruce Hart playing Truman Capote if we did Carp and Stone again?
Ooh.
Don't you think he could do it?
Yes.
And he's like, well, I don't know. And he's like, oh, stop being so doubtful. I think he'd be a great Truman.
I think you may be onto something there. That's yeah.
All right. Emily says, has there ever been any story you've
Right.
wanted to tell with Brad
Yes,
that hasn't happened yet?
Absolutely. I think Leon, you probably know. I would love to see Brad's, music career.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be like a reunion show
we almost-
something. Yeah.
We almost
No,
did
we all
that. No. This I can say because it didn't happen.
Okay.
Because when we were thinking that this might be the last season, I actually wrote a season finale in which you did actually.
Right.
Too bad.
That's right. Yes.
And I
yes,
think
yes.
I think that potential certainly exists. Should there be a fourth season, I think that potential.
I mean, how
exists.
cool would a live, like
Bite Me live.
Mhm.
Yes, it would be extremely cool.
Oh, I didn't tell you my other
Most
ideas for the
definitely.
season. I wanted.
It means
Oh, wait,
I would
now,
have to remember how
Jason-
to play that song.
Jason wants to
I have to
know.
remember what I did.
Jason wants to know if you are a Twin Peaks fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Love Twin Peaks. Read Laura Palmer's Diary.
Ah,
Fire Walk with Me, fantastic,
Really?
which I'm waiting to see. I've heard the Blu-ray has something like 2 hours of deleted scenes.
2 hours of delete.
Like
Well,
a
we have
whole
2 hours
other
of deleted
movie
scenes from this season.
of
so.
deleted scenes from Fire Walk with Me as
Wow.
well. So anyway, yes.
Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Showtime Resurrection?
Well,
It's
it's
Showtime,
it's
right?
David Lynch, so yes. Like it's not like someone else trying to do it. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I love Twin Peaks. I love David Lynch.
What's your favorite
Yeah, I like
genre
David.
as a viewer? Again, you can't.
Wait, what is a
That's
viewer?
Like as a
Genre, comedy,
I,
Oh, yeah.
lore, science fiction, western.
I it's so hard to say because so
You
many
like-
different
you like
movies
many
move me
things.
in so many ways. If I had to pick just based on like some of my favorite films, I might have to say sci-fi
Mhm.
because some of my favorite stuff, Blade Runner.
I love it.
I don't know if any of you are nerds enough to know Blade Runner that well. I have a Blade Runner
Let
tattoo.
me see that. I didn't know
It's the
that.
Tyrrell Corporation
is.
logo.
Oh my god. You really
That's
are a fan.
dedication. What role?
I think that's a great film.
What
Great
role are
film.
you dying to play that you haven't played yet? What type of role?
You know, it's funny because I had forgotten about it, but there's an audition coming up soon. Harold Hill,
Who's Harold Hill?
Are you serious?
Music Man.
76 trombones. That guy? Oh my god!
Robert Preston.
Oh my
Robert
god!
Preston. Yeah,
that
I
would be
loved.
great.
Which I had forgotten about. But
Wow.
There's an audition coming up. I was like, yes, I'm
Really?
actually of
Oh,
an
wow.
age I could play him
God,
now.
yeah.
So that the Pirate King in Pirates of Penzance.
Nice.
Um,
You and Jesse should do that together.
I think.
Oh,
you'd be-
yeah.
I think you'd be great in the Music Man. Such a
think so,
dynamic
too.
role.
It would be really fun.
Wow.
Boy, what else? Richard III. That's my favorite Shakespeare.
I came this close to playing Galveston. Is that the right one, or am I thinking of?
No.
No, I'm thinking
No.
wrong.
Galveston. Glenn Campbell.
Gav.
Iago would be another one.
Hmm.
Eeyore.
I don't know what other ones. Boy.
Oh, Emily says she would love to play you. You see, you play Harold Hill.
Yes. I think I could have a lot of fun with that.
Yes,
A lot
I
of
think
fun
that would
with
be fun. To
It's
see.
really sad I don't know that. As a game.
Frankenfurter.
Oh God! Yes.
I'd
Yeah.
love to play Frankenfurter.
Oh my God.
I've auditioned for that a couple of times. That would be fun.
You'd be great at that.
There's so many.
If you ever get that, you got to get me an audition for Riff Raff. Oh no, I can't sing that. No, that wouldn't work.
Riff is
That's demanding.
well, and Jesse just posted the thing about they're finally putting they're doing the stage version of Shock Treatment, which is the
Yeah, I
sequel
saw
to
that,
Rocky
yeah.
Horror. And I actually early on, right after I moved to Los Angeles, went to what do I call it? So there was supposed to be a third movie. It was called Cinderella Rock that Richard O'Brien wrote, and they did a nationwide search for Cinderella, for their Cinderella, and my sister's good friend was one of the producers. So I went to the final. It was at the Palladium. The Palladium, right? It was at the Palladium, and it was when they brought all of the girls that won their nationwide search from all the different places came for the final competition. It wasn't really even a competition. To the final competition to choose who was going to be their Cinderella for Richard O'Brien's part 3 of the Rocky Horror trilogy, Cinderella Rock. And it was a fun night.
Did you meet him?
I I don't think I actually met him. I saw him, but I didn't actually
Oh.
meet him.
Wow.
I did meet that night. One of the judges was Christopher Lambert, the Highlander.
Yeah. Wow.
He's this tall.
They all
One of
are.
those Hollywood things where it's like,
Sylvester Stallone.
you
Tom
look
Cruise.
like this giant warrior on screen, and then, oh, hello.
See, I'll never
actually
work with those
much more
actors
common than
because
people realize.
Looking down on Sylvester Stallone, they're not going to hire me for that.
They just put him on a box.
That's true. Is it been an
Jason,
hour?
what are you doing reading bathroom stalls?
So-
Emily said, I've actually thought you would play a great Frankenfurter before, and Jason
Mhm.
said, I read that on a bathroom
I think,
stall.
Emily, you need to become a producer. Is what
Yes,
it
she
sounds
does.
like. And then,
I think she's. Aren't you trying to?
yes.
Emily? Yes.
Well, she's written a show,
Yeah.
Spider-Apocalypse, which she's looking to try and do at the Hollywood Fringe next year.
Cool. I'm available. I'll be done with the series, and well, not done, but I got to do another play before we do another season. That was-
Emily's also.
Feed the soul.
Isn't, Emily, aren't
Feed
you
the
also
soul.
involved in Child of the 70s? I believe so. Yes? No?
No.
I'm wrong.
No.
Yeah, what was that? I mean, I kept seeing. I don't even know what.
Child of the '70s.
Yeah, what exactly was
It's a web series.
Michael Vaccaro.
We met some of the people at
Oh, okay.
the web fest that we did in Palm
Right.
Springs.
Right.
God, that was fun. Kurt, of course, was working on stage when we were in Palm Springs. But yeah, we talked
Oh,
about
that's right. I was in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go to New York before Palm Springs, especially to work. What was that like? I mean, I've never traveled with a show.
It's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's cool. It all depends on the circumstances. I've traveled, you know, I've actually traveled a couple of times before to New York with another show with Jesse Merlin,
Mm.
The Beastly Bombing.
Oh, right. Completely forgot about that one.
Jesse Merlin was also in Carved in Stone.
Oscar Wilde.
Played Oscar Wilde, yes. And we had known each other before that. We did a show together that ran for a year here in LA and also went to New York twice.
So you knew Jesse before, because I knew
Yeah.
Jesse. So okay, that's not how we met. Isn't that interesting?
It is not how
Wow.
we met, and it's
Wow.
it's not even how Jesse got involved in.
So
Jesse did.
did
How
you?
did it all come about? Jesse and Kevin.
I think Jesse had seen something I'd written. I think. About
Yes,
Chris.
and he
And
liked it.
contacted me.
That
and
makes
said,
sense,
Do the
yeah.
show down here. That was it.
Yes,
And then Kevin was. I think
he
for
came
you.
through Jesse.
Oh, that's
I think he
right,
came
that's
through
right,
Jesse.
That's right. But
Through-
you were also
the
saying,
Beastly
oh, I know
Bombing.
this guy who would be
Yes,
perfect.
through the
yeah.
Beastly Bombing. It was all
Yeah.
through the Beastly Bombing.
Yeah. Wow.
Who we were also in with another Sacred Fools member, Jake Dietzman, Jacob Sidney. Yes, all twisty turny.
How do you remember all the people you work with? That must be. I mean, you work with. Can't imagine. Ugh.
Anyway, folks over the years, but yeah, traveling with shows is fun, especially when they pay for it.
Yes,
If-
and put
if-
you up.
If there's
Yeah.
not, well, you know, if they put you up, that's even better. This New York trip, you know, we had to find our own kind of deal, and that was great. You know, it was great. It was awesome spending a month in New York. You know, doing a fantastic show.
I know. How exciting. I think that would be thrilling.
I would be like orgasm.
It is. I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky
You're talented.
to get. Well, you know,
And
I
you're
just feel
hardworking.
Really lucky.
What
to-
is that saying?
to-
Isn't it amazing how lucky hardworking people are? I think Joan Collins always says that. But no, you did. I mean, there of course
Create
the show
your own
is
luck.
there is some
The-
luck,
the
but
phrase.
I mean, the thing is being prepared so when luck happens or opportunity comes, you can
And
grab it.
It's the you know.
Jason has a
right
question.
thing. Yes.
Got a man crush?
A man crush.
Ah!
Gosh. Do I have a man crush?
This is from a married man. I'd like to know who your man crush is, Jason Stuckless.
Well, I'm married and I have lots of them.
All right.
Shit, I can't.
But Kurt is straight.
Yeah,
so
no,
we're talking about it
no,
from a
no,
different
sure,
standpoint.
Sure.
And Jason is married to a woman, so he's also...
I'm trying to think celebrities right now. if, like, there's
Johnny
like-
Depp?
No.
Really?
No.
I've had straight actors say they'd sleep with Johnny Depp.
No.
Not even yourself?
Well, and it's funny because I've definitely had friends. I've had like the bromance thing for sure.
Oh, Jimmy Swan.
Oh, I would not call Jimmy Swan a bromance.
No?
Sorry, Jimmy, if you're watching this, he would know that. No, we're not a bromance. We're just great friends.
Yeah.
Right? But there are some guys you meet, and you're just like, yeah, this is and it's not like a crush thing in any kind of a sexual way. It's just like, God, you're just fucking awesome. Yeah.
Mutual admiration.
Mutual admiration. Yes. And I can't think of any. It's funny because sometimes those actually also entail them having a woman who I think is amazing too. Sometimes I'll meet a guy that I really get along with that's really freaking cool, and they also are dating a girl who I think is amazing, and it's like, yeah, man, I want to be you.
There was an
I've had
actor
those.
we both worked with, and I can't say who it is because I don't want to out him, but I remember us just wondering his orientation, and then you saw him at a party with a boyfriend, and you said, oh my God, they were so hot, I'd almost want to sleep with them.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
So he's had a man, is that a man crush?
That was not a man crush. That was more of an in-the-moment thing of seeing these two amazing, beautiful people together, and probably having a lot to drink as well. Not probably.
That
had a lot to
plays
drink
into
as
it,
well,
doesn't it?
and just sort of going, yeah, wow, you guys. Oof.
Jason says, smells like three-way.
Smells like three-way.
Smells like teen spirit.
Well,
If
it's
only.
all right.
Almost
If
10 after.
only.
Well, it's 8:07. It's time to wrap this thing up.
Kurt has some episodes to watch for the very first time.
Yes,
some scenes.
episodes that you will all see
you
in the
all
very
have to
near
wait.
future. So, Leon, you should get back on camera to say
Yes,
goodnight to your
good.
guests.
All right.
I love that we have had our special guest all night.
Charlie, right here.
Mhm.
So, that's it. Which camera? That's it for now. And the new episode will be up at midnight tonight, Pacific time. And
That's 3 a.m.
East
Coast time.
And I think you're
And that
really gonna love it.
includes you, Jason. You're often up at that hour. I can tell by your
Oh, I
Facebook
know.
posts.
So yeah, tune in and post, share, comment, like anything you can do. I know not everyone can because of families and whatever, but
We're getting lots of love. Look at Emily and Jason.
thanks Jason and Emily.
Thanks, Jason and Emily.
God, that really is a delay.
And anybody else who
I'll
might be
talk to you
watching
both
who's
soon, I'm
decided
sure.
not to identify themselves because there are other people there watching. Thank you.
Thanks guys, and we'll hoping to be back next week with a live chat with
Oh, and wait till you see this
Curtis
next
Wayne
episode.
Brown. And yeah, the next episode has
It's
some of the
really
funniest
great.
scenes
Really fun.
so far. So thanks guys. See you later.